Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. For today's video, we're going to be taking a look into some of the most important charts that I can give you. I'm going to give you guys a quick update into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then I'm going to be giving you guys two of my favorite altcoin setups that I expect to be great performers over the next couple months. There's many altcoins that are actually bottoming right now. Many altcoins are showing a lot of strength in the wake of the market, and we're now seeing Bitcoin dominance actually starting to fall, which is the best scenario that we could possibly have for alt season. So today, I'm going to give you guys an update on what I think comes next and give you guys a couple coins that I think are going to provide great profits over this next little while. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Always remember to click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these amazing videos like the one provided for you here. And make sure you guys sign up and join the Discord server of over 20,000 members and growing. If you want to join the rest of my community, share your own thoughts on the market, there will be a link inside the description for you guys to go ahead and sign up. On top of that, if you're new getting into these markets and you want to further your education on how to actually be more profitable, you guys can also download my free ebook, and I'm going to give you guys a link in the description for that as well, full of a lot of exciting information that I know is going to help you guys out tremendously. So go check it out. Links are provided for you in the description. And with all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, so first things first, as we can see, Bitcoin is getting a nice little bounce in here, so that's a very encouraging sign for the bulls. Just because we're actually bouncing in here doesn't necessarily mean that this correction is over. And the reason I say that is mainly just because what we see inside the shorter time frames is 5 impulse waves down. Like that, right? So whenever you have 5 impulses down, usually what happens is an ABC on the upside, and that's kind of what we're seeing here on the shorter time frames. I really wouldn't be surprised if this ends up rejecting and we end up falling to one more low, something along the lines of this. In fact, that's really what I would prefer, because that would give me another opportunity of accumulating some low leverage longs. Regardless, guys, it's not guaranteed that that's even going to happen because of the fact we have held some support here. You know, at first we rejected off of this resistance here. We had a little bit of a deviation from that, and then we've sold off a little bit from there. Now, it is very possible that this could just be continuation, you know, but I also think it's possible that this could just range sideways for a little bit at the same time. So the big thing to watch out for, guys, is if we're going to finally be able to reclaim about 41,000 and hold support above, then obviously that would mean that we're going to be bullish upwards of about 47, 48K. That's what I would be watching from here. But, you know, if we can't actually get back above this $41,000 level, I would expect that we would ultimately drop to one more low, probably back down to the mid 30,000s. That's going to be my personal plan. You know, regardless, guys, I'm not personally going to be trying to buy Bitcoin here. I don't think it's a good margin long because we are right at resistance. And so for me, I'd rather wait until it either breaks above or breaks below, because what we have here is deviation. We weren't able to actually break above that. And so now that we're selling off, I wouldn't be surprised if that drags us back down a little bit lower than most people are expecting. Regardless, we are getting a bounce, so we're going to watch and see. There's really nothing more I can say other than watch for the break or the rejection at this $41,000 level. Now, let's dive into Ethereum, guys. Now, once again, with Ethereum, nothing has changed from my last analysis. This approximately, because it's not decided, there isn't going to be one specific day in which EIP 1559 actually goes through with Ethereum. Basically, it's a block count, so after 10,000 blocks approximately. So it's not going to be a specific time frame, but it's roughly around this 6th of October or August time frame, right? That's where we're going to be watching, you know, ultimately for this top and for the EIP 1559 released and announcement to come out. So we're going to actually watch and see when that takes place. But regardless, guys, what I can see here is a very consistent uptrend, a lot of green candles. We had one little tiny pullback right here, but regardless, I still fully expect that we're going to end up rejecting somewhere at this resistance here. I think that that's what's going to happen. I don't think that we're going to be able to clear it in one big swoop, and it makes sense that somewhere right around this point here, we'll reject, and then we'll fall back down to about 23,000 or and then we'll fall back down to about 2,300 per Ethereum. That's just my personal trading plan. That's kind of what I think is actually going to end up happening. And so because of that, I'm personally not going to be looking to jump too heavily into my margin longs yet. I'm being patient. I'm waiting on the sidelines. You know, there still is good altcoin setups, but regardless, I think it's a little bit better that I wait and hold off for the bulk of those buys until after that release happens. Because the thing is, guys, it's always going to be buy the rumor, sell the news. This is the way markets work. They love to ride off of narratives. And right now we have a strong narrative of the release of this EIP 1559, right? And so a lot of people are excited. That's why we've seen such a great buy up inside of the price of Ethereum. And I honestly think that once the news releases, the people that were buying the lows are going to sell, and then we're going to see a pullback. And that's the pullback that we're really going to want to get into, because ultimately, I do expect that this would bounce. We would be breaking back above this level, and that's what's going to take us into new all-time highs. And so there's still a great opportunity nonetheless. You know, I do believe that you're going to get a better opportunity if you have a little bit more patience. And so that's personally what I'm going to be doing for Ethereum next. Now, guys, one of the most important charts that I wanted to give you guys for today's video is actually going to be the Bitcoin dominance. Now, this is a chart that we've been updating for a long period of time, and basically explaining to you guys that if we were to break outside of this, our target's going to be all the way up here at about 56%. That would be a big impulse. A lot of altcoin dominance would fall. A lot of alt BTC pairs would fall. And that would be about the worst thing possible for the altcoin pairs. Now, the good news is, like I covered in my last video, what I told you guys was that the more that the price actually coils inside of a triangle, the more it gets close and close. The closer that it gets to the apex of that triangle, the weaker that pattern gets. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there is very obviously a breakdown of this pattern. We're breaking down. This is no longer a valid ascending triangle, and this is simply just another bearish rejection, right? And so we can all go ahead and remove these. We know that what this is pretty much following is like I updated you guys with a while ago. So let's drop to the 12-hour and let's copy this chart, because this is something I talked about, you know, over a month ago, really, was that I was watching for this specific type of move right here. And to me, the chart looked exactly the same as what we saw in that last cycle. I said that this is going to end up being about the same type of a move where we have our initial crash down, we make another attempt at breaking back up, we get rejected, and then we fall for one more big sell-off. And if you guys need to know exactly where that was at, that was over here. We had our first major sell-off, lower high, and then we made another lower low, lower high, and then we had another lower low. And so I actually think that this is going to be about the same type of move. We're going to be coming all the way back down to basically the all-time low of the Bitcoin dominance, which is going to take us all the way down to about 36%, which is going to be approximately a 20% dip from where we were originally selling off at. And so I honestly think that we will be making new lows. We will be going anywhere from about 25 to 15% dominance for the Bitcoin. And the reason for that is because it makes sense that there's going to be way more money flowing into alts. Altcoins have a much better opportunity than Bitcoin does, because Bitcoin, you know, it only makes sense that Bitcoin is going to continue to lose dominance. I mean, there's many new projects, there's many new opportunities for people to get into the market. And it's important that that money ultimately leaves Bitcoin because of the fact Bitcoin is going to be a store of value. It's going to be treated like gold. The thing about altcoins is, take Ethereum, for example. Ethereum solves so many different things. Ethereum has NFTs. Ethereum has DeFi. Ethereum allows you to build your own smart contracts and cryptos. That in and of itself is way more valuable than Bitcoin alone, because Bitcoin simply is something you can park your money into, and you have a lot of confidence that long term it'll just make you more money, right? Kind of like a bond. But even more so like gold, in the way that, you know, Bitcoin is a little bit better than gold because we can actually use it like a currency. But when it comes down to actually using as a valid currency, it's not really something that's going to be long term compared to some of these altcoins. You have altcoins that can, like XRP, for example, where you can send, you know, within you can send it within 10 seconds, 10 to 12 seconds, I believe is the exact time. And that to me is way more valuable as somewhat of a payment system. Whereas Bitcoin, you know, it's something that we can park our money into. We can keep it as a cold reserve, something that, you know, we have lots of abundance in money. We just park it into there and it's a safe haven, right? That's personally what I believe Bitcoin is. Now, it makes sense why the Bitcoin dominance is just going to continue to fall, is because there's more and more altcoins than ever before. Because of that, as those altcoins rally, they're always going to be taking from the market cap of Bitcoin. Old Bitcoin wells are going to be diversifying into altcoins, and this is just the way the cycle works. Bitcoin dominance has been in an eternal downtrend forever, and I don't expect that this number is actually going to quit. And so now that we're rejecting here, guys, I fully expect a big sell-off coming, a lot of new money flooding into the alts. Expect a big alt season once again, just like how we saw here and here. It's going to be another one just the same. You know, maybe after that point where we kind of bounce and then we fall to one more new low, and that's going to take me to my target of about, 25%, like I said. Either way, guys, this is kind of what I'm going to be personally watching out for. I think it's likely that this is the scenario that takes place. This big sell-off maybe takes us below the all-time lows, maybe right at those all-time lows. Regardless, I would expect a rejection at these lows and then one more dip back down. So guys, this is pretty much what I think is coming for the altcoins. Tons of new money flooding into these markets. That's why I think that we really need to be long-term bull on the altcoins, specifically for the end of this year. This is where we're going to make more of our money than Bitcoin. And that to me is where I'm primarily focused on, is what's going to make me the most money. Well, the altcoins are going to make me way more money than Bitcoin, especially because Bitcoin dominance is really screwed right now. So guys, now that we understand the basics, looked at some of the indexes, let's actually cover the two altcoins that I'm really bullish on that I think are going to provide some great gains over this next little while. So first one on the list today is a crypto I've talked about on this channel, and that is Alliance Block. Alliance Block is literally going to be the regulatory framework. It's going to have a DEX. It's going to be so much, and it has some of the greatest minds inside of not just crypto, but the entire financial space in general. They have 70 members. I think it's over 70 members, but right around that number of people that have real experience inside of the modern day banking, modern day corporations, all of the financial, government, everything you can imagine. All of some of the most important, brightest minds in the world economy are actually now working on Alliance Block. And Alliance Block will be, to the gist of it, it'll be kind of like the regulatory body of all of these crypto markets. And because of that, I fully expect that this thing is going to perform very well, which is exactly what we've seen up to this point. There has been a ton of new volume coming into this market. We had a very strong reversal pattern, being the inverse head and shoulder formation. We got a very obvious break from that formation, and now we're pretty much just coming up to those all-time highs. I honestly think that that's probably where we'll end up hitting before a pullback. We'll probably end up doing something like this. Fall back down. Ooh, I don't think we're going to go back in time, but we'll come up to these all-time highs, sell back down, and then ultimately go back up like this. I think that that's ultimately what's in store for Alliance Block. And one of the big reasons I like this from a charting perspective is one of the things that I want you guys to understand is I really like this fundamentally. That's my big reason for investing into this. I've been a big believer in this. I actually started buying this all the way back down here at 8 cents. And so I've made quite a bit of profit off of this. I doubled my position down here at 23 cents, almost the exact low. And I'm pretty much tucked away ready for the long term with this. I'm going to sell end of the year regardless, but I believe that this is going to be one of the best long-term holds that you could possibly have inside of the market. A lot of the OG Link Marines, the people that were really big into Chainlink, are also really big into Alliance Block. Same people that were really big on Quant. You guys know how well Quant has been performing. They get the same vibes with Alliance Block, and that's one of the big reasons why I've also been bullish on this project. Now, from a technical perspective, you really don't get any better than your classic 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that basically just means that we've only finished a one wave. This entire move was just wave 1. So what that means is the next move coming is going to be a wave 3. This is wave 1, and we're getting ready for wave 3. And wave 3 is oftentimes the biggest of the Elliott wave cycles. And if we actually come over here and pull a Fibonacci, I'll share with you guys what the price target will be. So our low end price target would have to be the 1.618. It has to at least go to here, which approximately from where we're at today, or where I think you guys are going to be able to buy it right at this line. So for the people watching this that were wondering when to actually put an entry, I think right about 53 cents is going to be a prime area that you will be able to rebuy. I wouldn't FOMO buy right now. I'd wait for the market to correct a little bit. But when it corrects, I do believe that this green line is going to hold. And so if you guys can get an entry off this green line, the first target is going to be that 1618, which is going to be approximately 200% gains, a little over. But the thing about the 1618 is that's only going to be the same size as this one wave. Generally speaking, with 3 waves, they're much bigger than wave 1. That's just the rule of thumb. It's not always going to be, but it has to at least go to this 1618. So the lowest end target, the most conservative target you can have, is a 2x. Now, if we end up going double the size of the 1, which is very customary with 3 waves, that's just under a 4x return. And the thing is, guys, these Elliott... and here's the thing, guys. these Fibonacci targets aren't always going to be exact. Oftentimes, you're going to have these things far surpass, go way above any of these, which is why personally I'm holding by time frames. But I just wanted to give you guys an exact target to reach. 2x is going to be about $2. So if you guys want to take profits, are approximately there. I think that that's going to be a good opportunity for the people that do want to end up rebuying at about 50 cents. So around $2 to $3, $2.50. That is going to be a great opportunity for you guys. But the thing is, this is just wave one. This is just the very beginning of an Elliott wave cycle. Wave 3, which with this type of volume that we're seeing thus far, already seeing a lot of impulsing markets, I fully expect that this thing is going to take off. And this is a great opportunity for people that want something that's a strong fundamental use case, it being a regulatory framework for all of crypto and blockchain. That is going to be huge. They already have so many big players inside of the modern day world, the modern economy, that are now working on this project. I don't think you can go wrong holding Alliance Block. And this to me is, the same kind of status as what Chainlink did. Maybe it doesn't do exactly what Chainlink does this cycle, but regardless, this is going to be one that I for sure buy at the end of next year when I actually take profits. I'm going to actually take profits on all of these. And then after we have that 1 year bear market, I'm actually going to be rebuying Alliance Block because I truly believe in this project long term. So be watching out for this. Buy the pullback. I think you guys will make a lot of money off of this because I'm personally going to be doing that. So to each their own, but that's my plan personally. Now, next up on the list is going to be DIGI. Now, I really don't know what this is. I actually had a friend reach out to me and tell me to buy it. And the reason why I'm actually sharing it with you guys today is because I love the chart setup itself. From a technical perspective, I think that this is really one of the best that you can find. And it just shows your classic example of a market cycle. You guys already know what I've been talking to you guys about for a long time. This is one of the best things that you can look for because this shows so many different crypto cycles because they're all human emotion. You guys can find this pattern and trade it over and over and over again. And what do we see right now with DIGI? The same type of pattern. We get the same big impulses, the beginning, disbelief, euphoria, and then what follows on the way back down is your classic correction, ABC correction back down. We see this big rounded bottom accumulation taking place, and now we're starting to see volume coming back in and the market making higher highs. These are the greatest opportunities that you can get buying at the lows of the market cycle when everybody's forgotten about it, because this right here is the disbelief phase. What'll probably end up happening is we rally up here, we get a pullback, something like this, and then it ends up taking off, way higher and goes into new all-time highs. That's personally the way that most of these cycles work. So that's really what I'm watching out for with this one. Right now, where we're at today, if we were to go all the way back to those all-time highs, you're looking at about a 12x return. So it's still a great risk to reward ratio. The fact is this thing peaked in March, right? Not very long ago, this thing peaked. And once this thing takes off, this is going to create a big market cycle where generally speaking, what usually ends up happening is they'll rally up, they'll flip this all-time high, and then you get one more big push into new all-time highs, and then it'll usually top out, right? So that's kind of the way I'm going to be playing this. And I mean, we can look at a number of different examples of this same setup that I've actually traded to a lot of consistency. I bought the low here on Meme all the way back down at about $175. And Meme ended up doing that exact same thing. We just get this big impulse into new all-time highs. And ultimately, we will expect to see some type of a crash after. But regardless, guys, these are great golden opportunities inside of the market. And you really don't want to miss out on these because there's only so many great market cycles that you're going to find. And this one, to me, is one of the best ones in the whole market. I don't know exactly how it'll look, but chances are it'll look a lot like some of these others that we've already seen before. Something along the lines of this, right? Where we'll rally up to resistance, we'll get a pullback, we'll go sideways for a little bit, and then we'll just get one big impulse past those all-time highs. And depending on how bullish this gets, sometimes they end up going way higher than those all-time highs, and you could make a ton of money, guys, a ton of money. And then sometimes they never end up even coming back below that all-time high. They'll sell off, and then they'll just keep going up again. These cycles are all different, and the best thing you can do is simply just buy the lows, because at the end of the day, nobody knows exactly how high they're going to go. But what we do know is the best time to buy is at the bottom of the cycle, and I'm telling you guys right now that this is the low of a cycle. This is a project that has good volume coming into it, great symmetry based off of a market cycle. I'm bullish, and I think you guys should watch out for this one long term. With that being said, guys, this is the video I had for you. I have quite a bit of things to work on today, so I wanted to make it short So I wanted to make it short, simple, and straight to the point. If you guys found value in this, always remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these amazing videos. If you guys would like to join the Discord server or download my free ebook, links are going to be provided for you in the description to do so. On top of that, if you guys would like to sign up for my VIP video course or signals, follow those trades that I take over this cycle. There's been a lot of really profitable ones over the last couple weeks. Links are also in the description for you guys to do that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and with all that being said, I will catch you in the next one. As always, peace out.